Positioning. What is positioning? Positioning is the strategy to influence how your product is perceived in comparison to competitors. So, there are broadly two types of positioning. I want you to forget everything you've read or studied or learned in the past about positioning and just listen to me because this is something a bit different from what you're used to or what is out there in the public. Okay, so just put all that information aside and just listen to me. Now, we have brand positioning and then we have product positioning. These two concepts are being introduced by me to try to differentiate the old from the new so that you can get like a robust understanding on how we use them. And I'm going to give you examples to make it very clear. So let's deal with brand positioning, which is the one you likely more familiar with. And it's a strategic exercise that involves creating a specific image or identity for a brand or a product in the minds of the target audience. So it's all about creating a specific image or identity. It's all about, creating a perception in the mind of the people or in the mind of the target audience. So I'll give you an example using this perceptual map on automobiles. Okay, if you think about automobiles, you have this, let's say, four different areas. Some automobiles are regarded as conservative, some are classy, some are sporty, some are practical and affordable, right? So if you just look at this map, you can see, okay, something that's classy, distinctive. You say, okay, maybe a BMW. It's also sporty, And if you come down to say, and you say something that's sporty and it's affordable, you can say Toyota, right? So these different brands deliberately position themselves in such a way that they'll be perceived just like this. It's not a mistake, it's a strategy. Which is why when Toyota wanted to make a luxury brand, no matter how they created new products, um, new types of Toyota, maybe the Highlander, the SUVs, you know, people still perceive them as a budget car. And that's why they created the Lexus, right? Because Lexus is owned by Toyota. So they created Lexus because customers have already mapped them out and perceived them as affordable, right? Not as a luxury brand. Okay, so now that you understand this, I'll give you one more example. When you talk about the Mac and the PC, okay, so the Mac is designed for people who are more, you know, flashy, people who are designers, people who love, aesthetics and stuff like that. Why PC is designed for people who are business oriented, right? So, of course, there's always a blend between both, and there are people who are comfortable using both of them, like me. And but at the greater divide, you have more creative people using the Mac and more business oriented people using the PC. And this was a strategy from the beginning. It didn't happen by mistake. It was carefully crafted. So if you have an e-commerce store or any kind of business, you want to be conscious of the kind of positioning, brand positioning that your business is creating. If you're not doing anything about it, then you're going to form something that you don't like. Okay. You want to be conscious of the kind of perception that you're giving to customers. So now let's move on to talk about the really exciting one, which is the product positioning. So, product positioning, I've defined it as the strategy to optimize sales by posturing, selecting an awareness level, or by lowering market sophistication. So, these are obviously not new concepts to you. I mean, when I say awareness level, or market sophistication. Now, what you may not know is posturing. So posturing is posturing basically how you want to be perceived as well, right? So you can posture as a high ticket person, or, an expensive person. You can posture as someone with a lot of authority. um, you can posture your business to be, a luxury e-commerce store, or they're different. It's all about posture and what you want people to perceive, right? And then you can also position a product by selecting an awareness level. Remember, I told you that we cannot choose the market sophistication level because that's decided by the market, but we can choose the awareness level we want to reach with our ads. Okay, so let me give you some examples to make it very, very clear. So I'll begin with the awareness level. Okay, so before I talk about the awareness level, let me just give you a simple example of why positioning is important. Now, this book by Nora Hayden called Astrological Love, that was later retitled to be How to Satisfy a Woman Every Time and Have Her Beg for More, is a very good example of why positioning works. So, the first book, they are basically the same book, okay? The first edition sold less than 5,000 copies, but the renamed one sold over 2.7 million. And I'll tell you something, it is not just a change in the name. The man who bought the right to this book, who renamed it like this, understood posturing. Sorry, understood positioning. And using that idea of positioning, he renamed the book, okay? And he positioned it for a different market. Now, the first book was targeted at people who were interested in astrology, right? Astrology lovers, okay? But he repositioned this book for people who were more interested in satisfying their partners, okay? And he kind of plays on the ego part because he says how to satisfy a woman every time and have her beg for more. In fact, this guy does a lot of things right. He says the first and only book that tells you exactly how. Just by making that statement, he has reduced the sophistication of the market. We'll come to that, as we progress in the lesson. But let's move on to see examples, okay? Now imagine you're selling a copywriting course. Copywriting is a sophisticated market. There are lots of people selling copywriting related materials, courses, books, name it. Now, there are three different ways that you can um, sell this copywriting course. In fact, more than three. Okay. I'm just going to give you three examples. The first, way you can sell it is as a mechanism to make money. You are speaking to an unaware audience. You're telling them, well, if you want to make money, come, I want to show you something. And then you give them all the stories and all that. And then you say, well, the mechanism to make money, you can get people who want you to write for them, right? To sell their products. Everyone needs to write to sell their products, right? And they need you. So you take this copywriting course and you learn all about that. Now, that's the first one as a mechanism to make money. You can also sell the same copywriting course as a way to increase sales and revenue. It's the same course. Now you're selling it to business owners. You're targeting, a different audience. And you're telling them, well, if you want, you can increase sales, you can increase your revenue by taking this course. Okay. You can also sell it to people who are social butterflies. They want to become influencers on social media, those who are very outgoing and, they want to become social media influencers. You can say, well, if you learn how to write good copy, you know, everything on social media is about storytelling, it's about copy. And if you learn how to tell better stories, people will enjoy your content more, it will get more shares, more likes, and you can become a social media influencer. So now this is the same product sold to three different kinds of audiences, right, at different awareness levels. Okay, so let's move to the next example. Let's assume you have a customer acquisition cost that shows people how to get customers from uh maybe different strategies, paid ads and stuff like that. Now you can sell it as a mechanism to make money again. Well, people need media buyers. If you learn how to become a media buyer, you can, make money from them. Now, buy this my course and you'll learn how to do all that, right? And you can also sell the same course as a system to get high ticket clients to business owners. And you can do this for virtually anything. You can sell the same product, even if it's a physical product, to different audiences as different things. For example, you can sell a pendant. Let's assume you have a jewelry store, an online jewelry store, for instance. You can sell the pendant to women so they can look classy and feel good and all that. And you can also sell it to men, right, who want to surprise their wives or their dates or their girlfriends, or whatever, and sell it to them as a gift, right? This is a nice gift idea. You can buy this as a gift. So by thinking, just by applying your mind, you can unlock different markets and lower your competition, right? Just by thinking. So you want to look at your product and think carefully, okay, what other market segment of the market can I attack, and what other way can I position this product to perform better? Where would the interest of this product have the strongest appeal? Okay, and how can I give it a name that arouses that appeal? So if you're selling a customer acquisition course, the name might change if it was a mechanism to make money from if it's a system to get high ticket clients, right? It could be titled um, unlock high ticket clients program, whatever. I'm just making that up. As a mechanism to make money, you could title it How to Become a Highly Paid Media Buyer. So it could have different names, but basically it's exactly the same content. It's just the way the product has been positioned. Okay. Now let's move to another type of example, which would deal more on the awareness levels. So let's assume you have a cold outreach program. Okay. For a cold outreach program, you can position your product to your solution aware audience. You can say, well, how to improve cold DM responses and close more deals. So here you're reaching out to people who maybe they bought other programs on, cold DMs and all that. They know very well what cold DMs are, that, it's a technique to get high ticket clients by messaging them on social media, right? And you can sell a product just to that solution aware audience. Now, the same product can be sold if you go, you know, backwards, okay, just one level back to the problem aware audience. Those who are not aware about cold DM, they are wondering how they can start getting high ticket clients. And you can say, well, here's how to get high ticket clients without spending money on ads. So those people, they are tired of spending money on ads, and stuff like that. But they want high ticket clients. And then you introduce cold DM to them as the solution. And you can even take it one step backwards and reach the unaware audience and say, well, here's how to get paid 10 times more for the same amount of work. So now you're reaching people who are servicing low ticket clients. They get paid $100 for something that someone else gets paid 5,000, 10,000. Right? So you're saying, well, you can get paid more for the same amount of work. Now, this is the exact same product, but it has been positioned for three different levels of awareness. The same product. So you want to think about your product. Sometimes I'm selling the same product to two different levels of awareness at the same time, or two different positions, just like what I've been showing you so far. And you would continue to make a lot of sales because you are broadening, you are scaling on the awareness level. So scaling your ads is not just about throwing more budget and looking for all the tweaks you can do on Facebook. There are many things you can do in your store or in your funnel to increase your income. Like I just give you an example, you can scale on the awareness, on the awareness levels, right? And you can reach more markets and dominate with your products. Let me give you another example. Now, this is an email marketing program. Okay. And mind you, all these are made up. So I'm not even sure they're very good headlines because I didn't spend a lot of time crafting them. I just wanted to give you an idea of what you should be doing. So of course, these could be improved a lot there's a lot of room for improvement. So now let's reach the solution aware market with our email marketing program. So we're going to tell them something like this: use this storytelling approach to revive your dead list and make more money while lowering your unsubscribe rate, even if your list is small. So these are people who are already aware of email marketing. We're saying, well, we have a new mechanism that can help you make more money, even if your list is dead, and help you reduce your unsubscribe rate. A lot of email marketers are scared of people unsubscribing. I don't know why, but you know, we can position this product in this way to people who are solution aware, and we can move backwards and sell to those who are problem aware. They know they need to be doing email marketing, but they don't know how to start. And, it's a lot of costs. You have to spend money on ads and stuff like that. And we can say, well, here's how to build a big list without spending money on ads. So we can even take it further by moving backwards again and sell to those who are unaware and say, do you know you can continue making sales without, even when you stop running ads? If your ad account gets shut down, and we position it as as a mechanism to get sales and continue to make money even when they are not running ads. And so we're talking to people who are unaware of email marketing. Of course, those people will, it's, it, the higher you go on the unaware, on the awareness level, the bigger the market. So the unaware people are going to be the largest, followed by the problem aware and the solution aware, also depending on how sophisticated the market is. So the market can be so sophisticated that everyone is aware of something, okay? And then it becomes a lot difficult to, play in the unaware space. All right, so that's the email marketing example. Now I want to talk about how to reduce sophistication levels. So if you're playing in a market that is really so sophisticated and the competitors are going to eat you alive, what do you do? Okay, so you simply go deeper. All right, you solve a smaller pain first. So let me pick an example for you. If you're selling Facebook ads training, that is a very, very sophisticated market. Everyone is talking about it. Now, instead of, dealing with that, instead of trying to sell to those people, go deeper, right? Solve a more niche problem. So you can say, well, here's how we scale our ads, or here's how we target our ads, or here's how we craft e-com ads that has grown our store to so and so level. So you go deeper, you solve something smaller so you can reduce the competition that you face. Fewer people are going to be selling that specific thing, and so you would have an advantage. Or you can niche down even further. So for example, I I was one of the first few people to start selling Facebook advertising for real estate people. Okay, and I discovered that product or that niche just by I had some customers, some clients who took my programs and they wanted consulting, and they paid big top dollars for it, right, to help real estate companies. And after having worked with a couple of them, I was like, well, this might very well be a very good niche. There's no one selling a specific course that can help these kind of customers. And so I decided to make one for them, addressing all the kind of problems that, are in that niche. And it was a very good sale. So I literally didn't have competition the moment I started. It was like one of the first things. Of course, they already knew about ads and they were already trying ads themselves. So I still had, and they were sophisticated in that sense of ads. So I had to still use an indirect approach and come up with a big idea just to ensure that I'm able to capture attention and get people to, read my ads and then read my copy and buy. All right, so that'll be all for this video. I hope you've understood positioning. I want you to think deeply about your product and how you can position it, either by posturing or just by, looking at different ways your products can be sold, different segments of the market, or by selecting, people based on the awareness levels and maybe trying to niche down so that you can attract, you know, more customers in an area that has lower competition. Okay, so that will be all, like I said, and I'll see you in the next video.